Hey guys, um, it's Jermaine. It's been a very long time, but sometimes life be life in a little bit. So I just wanted to first of all, I hope you guys are doing great. Whoever is watching this, and if you clicked on this, thank you for clicking, and if you watch it to the end, I love you so much. Even if you don't, I love you either way. Now, so it's currently 12:13 p.m. It is a Wednesday, and I have class at 1, so this video is not going to be able to be that long. Well, I think I might get on virtual because I don't feel like leaving my room, because today's a pretty gloomy day, so I don't plan on leaving until a little later because I have to go see a friend of mine get inducted into an org. So, but it's on the forecast to rain all day, so it's just kind of but, yeah, so, there's not much going on with me. There was some things going on, that were happening or whatever. So I think when the last time I posted, actually, let me check when that was, because I don't know when that was. That was a month ago. And the last video got 6 views and 3 likes and 2 comments. And so this will be episode 4 on the channel. And I was telling you guys about my accident and stuff like that. So as far as that, I'm number one, just grateful that I'm alive, number one. And I'd seen about a couple days ago, it was announced that Angie Stone passed away. It was one of the greats, if you ask me, And so when it was revealed how she passed away, it was just oh my gosh, it kind of transported me back to that moment when, and it was just God, I just but anyways, that is the heater in the back, so hopefully you guys can still hear me. But anyways, I'm officially done with therapy. So I had to do therapy for 6 weeks, I believe, and I did 6 weeks exactly. So I'm done with therapy, thank God. But I did meet this wonderful lady who worked with me throughout the duration. I think except for 2 weeks, I think she was gone, but I worked with her, and she was just so wonderful. I love her so much. We exchanged numbers or whatever. So life is great because I'm 18 and she's I don't know how old she is, and I don't want to assume, but she's obviously older than me, which I find that so interesting, how you can be that's being at school and the janitor being your favorite person in the school. You're 16, 17 and the janitor's 50, 60, and y'all are best friends. That's one of the best feelings in the world. But anyways, I'm done with therapy, but I think a downside of the whole accident thing is the PTSD that comes from it. I was in the car with my friend Jaden, and it was there was a car in front of us that was braking, because cars in front of that was braking, and we were braking, but we were really close to the car, and I'm I remember when I was asleep in my mom's car, and she made a sudden stop and woke up, and it's just I don't know. I'm just I feel now I'm more aware when I'm driving, and I'm not even the one that's driving half of the time, majority of the time, if not all the time, actually. You know what I mean? But I'm glad that I'm here and that I'm breathing and that I still have all my limbs, and I don't, I have little to no pain at this point. Of course, depending on how I sleep sometimes, I might feel it in my lower back, but other than that, my neck it's way better now, so I'm glad about that. But segueing into what? I was about to segue into something so great, but I completely forgot. But I guess segueing into school and how that's going. So right now, if we go and check my, if I go to check my Canvas, which is what college students use, my lowest grade is a 19.02%, and that's in math. And I've never had that low of a grade. Even when I was doing horrible in math, I've never had that low of a grade. But I have a reason. My highest grade for my active classes is an 86.36%. And I'm supposed to be taking 2 psych classes, but by the time I registered, like, they were filled, so I have to take them in the fall. I could take them in the summer, but I'll just take them in the fall for my sophomore year, which is slowly approaching because this semester's over in May, so my first year of college will be done, and I'll be on to my second year like that. And before you know it, I'll be walking across the stage. But so let's get into that and like how God is just so good and stuff like that. So basically, me and my mom were talking, and she was just like, I just hope you don't have to pay anything this semester. And I was like, well, I believe you got to pay something both semesters. It just depends on like the amount and like whatever. She's like, well, I don't know if I'm going to be able to like pay that, So I was like, oh my goodness, like, so, I was like, I panicked a little bit, and I was just like, you know what, okay, like, let me not panic, like, everything's going to be fine. And so I went to check how much the bill was, how much I owe, and it was like $7,000 change. So I'm like, oh my goodness. So I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pay that. And then it's like, if they tell you to like have it before you start your fall semester, like that's a little more reasonable, because you can do like the smallest payment plan. But it's like the payment plans that they have are like, it just was like a lot going on. So I applied to institutional aid. I emailed them, like I did everything that in my power to try to get the bill lowered to as low as possible. So I did those steps, and I was like, all right, well, now we just wait for institutional aid to get back to me. So I remember I was here, and I think I was sitting at the desk. Like, anytime I'm in here, like 9 times out of 10, I'm sitting at the desk, unless I'm really tired and I'm laying on the bed. Which was the goal, by the way, when I came back from class. But I was just like, let me just make like a short little video before I, attend class, because I want to talk to the people that I haven't seen, my little family over here. But anyways, so then the bill went, so they emailed me. They was like, oh, your e-bill's ready to review. So the bill says $10,000 and some change. I didn't hear that. Like, so it was just like, okay, now what do I do? Like, So it was just a matter of like, how am I gonna get that? And so even when I first seen the original, like the $7,000, I just talked to God. I was like, God, you've never let me down before. Even in times where I felt like life was just two piecing me left and right. Like, you've never let me down. You've never failed me. Like, God, universe, like, you got this. I'm just gonna put it in your hands, and I'm not gonna stress about it. So I didn't really stress about it. And then like as April was slowly, as February was slowly coming, to an end, and like March the 5th is like the date that's like like, if you don't pay whatever you need to pay by then, like, you're out, you're gone, like they're gonna put you out, like you have to move out, and they'll drop your classes and all that stuff. So I'm just like, I don't, yeah. So so after that, like, I seen the $10,000, and then the bill just started slowly going down. Like, I had emailed institutional aid, and they were like, oh, we gave you like $1,000 or whatever. And I think at that point the bill had went down to $4,000 or $3,000. I think I checked one day, and the bill just magically went down to like $4,000. So I'm like, okay, great. Institutional aid had gave me like 1,000 something. So I'm like, great. It should have went down to like $3,000 and some change. I checked again. I lied to you not. The bill was like $1,000 and some change. So how the bill went from 7 to 10 to 1, like, and it could be like specific, whatever, but like, I just like, God, like, and in my talking to him, like, I was just like, whatever is meant to happen, like, let it happen, because I trust you. Like, I don't ever question anything that happens in my life. Like, is there times where I'm like, dang, like, why is this happening to me? Yeah, but like, I don't ever think like, how is this going to benefit me, or why, like, why is it happening at this point in my life? It's just, everything happens for a reason, and I believe in that. Like, whether it's the smallest things ever, from like seeing your friend walk into class and now you guys are spending the day together because you've seen each other, or it's because you met this person who was meant to change your life, whatever the case may be. Like, I believe that everything happens for a reason. And so yeah, that was that. And then So my middle school teacher, of course, middle school was like eons ago for me because I'm about to be a sophomore in college. But my middle school teacher, we kept like a really close relationship. Like she's like an auntie at this point, you know. Like you know how you have those people who are like auntie, mother, cousin, uncle, father, brother, like you, those people. It's like the relationship dynamic is just so great and like so dope. So we've always like had a great relationship. And so I keep her updated on everything. We talk on like a daily basis. You know what I mean? Like we talk definitely like she's one of those people that I have to talk to her like a few times a month or whatever. So of course she's like an auntie, so she just knows everything. You know, like I always keep her updated on everything, and I know she's someone who has my best interest. So you know, keeping her updated on everything that's going on with like my bill and stuff, and she's making sure that she can like help me in any way that she can. You know, having her sister who's an alum, you know, check to make sure that everything's going good. And so I'm laying down one day, literally I'm laying in the bed, it's just a regular day, and I don't think I have any classes that day or whatever because it's Thursday, and on Thursdays I don't have any classes. So she was like, you know, she called me, well, she texted me first, and she was like, oh, how did things go in Tyler Hall? And Tyler Hall is where we go as far as, they help you with everything in there. You can get a new bear card, you can pay your bills, set up a payment plan, talk to them if you want to know if you have a refund. That's just where you go for all of the help, basically. So I told her like basically like going in there, like, and I'm just gonna be very honest, like going in there is like, first of all, the people that are in there, like the people that I've encountered, I think except for one or two people out of my whole time being here, like they act like they have an attitude. They're not, and I'm not saying like they gotta be, oh hi, my name's da da da, like, but when you're working with people in general, you have to have some sort of nice attitude, like, and you know what you signed up for. And I'm a big believer in that. If you don't want to do this, don't do it. Like, if you know what you signed up for, do it. Like, I'm not saying every day you got to show up and be 100% because every day I wake up, I'm not 100%. Every day I wake up, I'm not jolly like Santa Claus. But, like, I'm not saying you have to be that, but you have, like, don't every time I come in here, it's like you got an attitude. Like, boo, that's unprofessional. So, anyways, I'm like, they were kind of just helpless. Like, they didn't tell me anything new. I knew everything. I think the only thing I didn't know was that I didn't have a refund. Because I did hear from a guy in the first semester that I had a refund, but then this lady's telling me that I don't have one. So it's just like, okay, whatever. So that was that. And then I'm just like, you know, they were useless. Like, not useless, sorry. That was like a big, but like, you get what I mean. Like, their help was useless. Like, they didn't tell me anything new or anything that I didn't already know or whatever the case may be. So then she was just like, you know, so she was just like, I'm sorry, like, we'll figure it out, you know, whatever. So she FaceTimes me and she's just like, you know, I need your attention, like, and if you want to call your mom to discuss this after, was like, that's fine. And I didn't know what she was about to say because, like, anytime we've talked, it's never really been, well, we have very serious conversations, you know, but she's never started a phone call like that. So I was just like, okay. And she was just like, you know, I know that you're doing everything in your power to make sure you can stay in school, and it's just like everything you do is just like, you know, like, so she was just like, how would you feel if I just paid the bill for you? And I was just like, the first thing I could think was, thank you, God. Like, I believe that God is in everything, you know, both good and bad, because, and a lot of people, side note, a lot of people, especially elder people that are like Christians or whatever the case may be, and there's a lot of Christians in general, like, when anything bad happens to them or things aren't going their way, they assume that it's the devil. And not that I'm siding with him in any way, shape, or form, but like, do you not think God is teaching you a lesson? Do you not think that God is telling you that you shouldn't be hanging around these people, so that's why these things are happening to you? Like, I don't know how to explain it. And I'm not one of those people who just walk, like, because I don't know the Bible like the back of my hand. Like, I'm not at that point yet. But just thinking, like, every negative thing that happens, or just because something doesn't happen the way you want it to, does not mean the devil is working hard, baby. God is maybe trying to teach you a lesson about, like, maybe you should leave that situation. Like, you know? But anyways, I think God is in everything, good and bad. And so, not bad, like, oh my God. But, like, you guys get what I'm saying. So anyways, when she said it, I was just like, I didn't know what to say. Like, I was literally like, I didn't know what to say. And so, we talked about it a little more, and she was just like, it's not like a loan. Like, I'm not expecting you to pay back. It's just a gift because I know you're going to go out here and do the great things. And this is just like an investment, basically. And so she had came up a week later and paid the bill. And so now here I am, and I'm super duper grateful for her. Like, she was already someone who I cherished so much. And I think that just, like, was just like, wow. Like, the fact that she would do this for me is just like, wow. When I was younger, like, a lot of people had like a lot of love for me, and I could never wrap my head around like why all these people love, like, geez, like, and sometimes it can be overwhelming, like, for me, which is why, like, I want to do so much. Like, I want to write my scripts and bring them to fruition, and I want to write my music and put out the albums, and but I want to do it because I know that I can, like, heal somebody out there or touch somebody out there, not necessarily for the fame part of it. And so I feel like that's going to be really overwhelming for me when and if that time does come. But that's besides the point. It was just like really like wow. And so once I got off the phone with her, and then I had called my best friend after and told her like, yo, everything worked out. Like, God is just good. I cut on my gospel and I just cried and I just thank God, and I was just so grateful. And so, a week later she came, she paid it. And so here I am. But saying that to say that my grades look like that because I was slacking since school started. Because it's just like, I don't know if I'm going to be here come March the 5th. So why am I going to give my all to something? And, like, I'm not, going to be here. But now I have to suffer from that. Not suffer necessarily, but now I got to bring my grades up. And so I'm trying to do that. And there are days where I oversleep and miss class. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying that I attend every class, but I'm trying to get my stuff together because this semester is actually quite short in hindsight. Like, I think it's already midterm season, but I don't have any midterm. None of my teachers mentioned anything about midterms, but like, it's like, then we have spring break, which is a week, and then we come back, we have the fall, April, and then a few days in May, and we're done. And before you know it, it's going to be my birthday. And I'm going to be 19, and then next year I'm going to be 20, and the year after that I'm going to be 21. And that's crazy. But, yeah, so, like, that's everything with school, and I'm just trying to maintain that, and, like, I think it's overwhelming seeing all of the assignments at once, but, again, having to take it, like, day by day, assignment by assignment, like, everything's not due tonight, so I don't gotta cram and do everything tonight, but it's just a matter of, like, Jesus, this is a lot. It's overwhelming to look at, but as I'm, like, doing them, it's like, okay, this ain't half bad. And then you, like, have those classes that aren't really your favorite, so it's just, like, but yeah, I mean, school is great, life is great. I've just been really tired because my sleep schedule is really horrible. So it's like, well, tomorrow I have no classes, so I get to, like, sleep in. But even still, like, I would love to be in bed by like 10, 11 and be asleep by 11:15, and then wake up at 9, 10, and, like, do my day like that. It's just like, I don't know. But I mean, yeah, I just wanted to come and, like, update you guys on, like, what's going on with me and stuff like that, because I know that I haven't been posting. I mean, it's not many of you, but if I want to grow and, like, eventually get it to that point, I have to, I have to be more active if I want to get somewhere with this. So, with that being said, of course, you know that I love to leave you guys with, like, a little stuff from my highlights, and I believe, let me just go to something random and read it. Let me see. Okay, this is a great one. This is actually one of my favorites. So it says, what's crazy is there's so much invisible work that goes into our lives, but it's reduced to nothing because it's not directly giving to us in the moment. Example, a situation you were in a year or two ago was preparing you for where you are now, but you reduced it to what it was then because it wasn't directly serving you at the time. Saying that to say don't take anything for granted, live in the moment, it may be preparing you for something bigger. I think that is my favorite thing that I've ever said. And sometimes, like, I'll be scrolling on Pinterest and get inspiration for something inspirational, so I'll post it. But that, I think I just can't, like, that was just off the dome. Like, call me Jay-Z, Kendrick Lamar, like, I will be staying on campus next year. I'll be going to school from home because I have my car, so I don't have to. sorry about that. But yeah, I just wanted to leave you guys with something, and I think maybe someone watching needs to hear that. But like, don't diminish a certain part of your life because it's not good right now. Because I feel like even when I'm going through stuff, my life is amazing. Like, I really have not much to complain about, and I don't use that as an excuse. Like, there are some things I hate when like someone is going through something and they say, but let me just stop because somebody has it worse. I hate that somebody has it worse, or because that doesn't, everyone's issues are different. Everyone handles their issues differently. I'm not about to feel better about something that's not going good for me because somebody wishes they had what I had, or somebody, like, I get where they're coming from, but it's also kind of insensitive to you and that person. Because you don't have to take away your right to complain, because some things you can complain about. Like, that's just life. Sometimes you're going to complain, but you don't have to. Now, if you're somebody who complains every day and every little thing, it's just like, all right, like, but even still, like, you have to feel what you feel, and you have to, like, so yeah. But I think that was really one of my favorite ones that I've posted, because it's just like, wow. Like, you can't diminish a certain part of your life because it's not good. Like, that could be preparing you for something bigger, but you don't realize until years later when it's like, oh, when I was going through this, I had to go through this relationship where I was self-sabotaging to get to my husband, because I wasn't going to be ready for him back then like I thought I was, but now I am, because I've been through the 3, 4, 5 tumultuous relationships that helped me become, not tumultuous, but like, that was a big word to use, but like, you know what I mean, those relationships where I was unhealthy, to prepare me for a healthy man that was waiting for me all this time, and that I thought I was ready for. Because sometimes you think you'll be ready for something, and the universe or God or like whatever higher power you believe in will be like, you're not ready for that right now. Like, you don't need that right now. So yeah. So yeah, I mean, that was pretty much, that's the update. And so it is 12:35. So I'm trying to decide if I'm going to physically go to class, or if I'm going to just, because it's gloomy outside, and the plan was to stay in my friend's dorm today, but I don't feel like going there right now. I kind of want to take my clothes off and lay down. So yeah, so I'm trying to think. Also, guys, just because I'm just like, I feel like a part of me is like a free spirit, and then a part of me is like, oh, but I don't know why I just said that, but I reached out to this guy last night that I thought is like so cute. Like, he's just so adorable to me, and I've always thought that about him. I just never reached out, and so I had my friend Kenny ask if he was single last night, and so I texted him, because it's just like, okay, let me just, like, well, that was yesterday at 9:58, and he never got back to me. So that's why I don't reach out to people, because yeah, I mean, that's not gonna stop me, but like, I don't ever reach out to people first, because it's just like, I don't know, unless I want to be a friend. If I want to be someone's friend, then I'll gladly reach out. But like, as far as like wanting to get to know someone like dating wise, I don't, because it's just like, that's actually a conversation for another video that I could use. So just remember this, and we'll, but thank you so much, beautiful person, for watching this video. If you watched it all the way to the end, I love you so much, and I thank you, and I cherish you, and you should cherish yourself. And I cannot see you, but I know you're beautiful. Even if, just waking up breath a little funky, it's okay. Go brush them teeth, all 32, if you got all 32, and then, get it together, wash your face, get it together. But I love you guys so much, and thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.